you're shooting for. So there's a few little tweaks like that we've gone over with people. And each of the trainings and Q&A that we've done every Wednesday, we'll do one more next week, and then we're going to take a break for July, but or at least for a few weeks. And so we've been doing those and posting them in the Telegram group. So you can always go back and watch, fast forward through to a part that you want to hear again. But I think corporate has done a fantastic job. These videos they put out are simple and clear. They're short.
Hmm.
I just think go to what Michael is showing you there in your back office and watch those. Once you've watched them a few times, take notes, write down the things that don't make sense to you, watch it again and see if you catch it, because they're only a couple minutes. And if you still don't do it, that's when you can reach up to the upline and up to the mentors and the people that are supporting to say, okay, I'm not clear on this. But to Barry's point, if you focus on the activity,
Hmm.
that's the most important piece.
Excellent. So, anyone have questions? Let's take some questions on the new compensation plan. So nine different ways that you're going to be able to make money. Uh, you know, I've been looking at several of them for the last several times, and it's going to be phenomenal for all of us in this business to going forward. And what I like is that it's probably going to come out just before the water machine. What do you think, Connie?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
think you're
agree.
right.
Yeah, that way, we can get the compensation plan, up and running, get it, get familiar with it, and then that wonderful water machine comes in, which is going to create a lot of volume for everybody, and it'll get a lot more excitement. People will come in to build businesses in different aspects,
Hmm.
just from a business side of just trying to just sell the water machine, and then that'll they'll eventually get in selling the X39 and the Celergize. So that trinity right there, I think it's going to be phenomenal going forward. Celergize, if you guys haven't gotten it yet, highly recommend you get some of that and start trying that, and just like you did the patches, so you're familiar with it. You know the different things about it, and you can speak it. So that the Celergize and X39 is like we've been talking about. You can now, with those two products together, you can talk about stem cells and openly, and that's a great thing going forward too. So Denise.
Yeah, I'm going to ask a question that I think a lot of people might have. Um, Before, we were really focused on building teams, and it looks like there's going to be some profit now, a larger profit in customers, and yet still with the customers, they can't do the maintenance packs. So we're going to have to shift our mindset. I've been encouraging people to do brand partner so that they can get the lowest price always, no matter what. They don't have to be on auto ship. So we're going to have to find some new verbiage to encourage, if it's so that we need more customers to actually cycle, or to reach the highest possible profits for our business. So Connie, I know I've read the thing and I've watched the videos, and still I'm like, because I've trained my own mind to promote a certain way because of the old plan. Do we have some just sound bites to help us shift that thinking and that verbiage with our potential new people?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, I did get a call. I got a call for a lot of leaders. They may not shift the way they're doing things. They may continue to do brand partners and just put in the couple of customers they need to have at the higher ranks, right? Because once you get to a what is it, executive director and above, you have to have 200 personal volume, and only 110 can come from your orders. So that means you will need one or two customers that you'll need to have in order just to stay active, correct? But there is that piece of customers aren't legs. And so when you say we're shifting into customers, I don't agree. There are opportunities to shift into customers like you and I have talked about, and practitioners and people who were never going to build a team. Great. Then let's let them build with customers. Because if they're building with customers under you, if they're a brand partner and they're building with customers, all that volume is still a leg. That is a leg. But if you're building with customers, those are
You're
not
somebody else's
legs.
legs.
Yeah, you're somebody else's leg. So you can't, when you start getting to 3-star manager and up to 1-star director, and ultimately a goal is get 1-star director and make 1-star directors and above, because those are the matching bonuses and the whole plan is opened up. But if to get there, you must have legs, individual legs of a certain amount of volume, and customers can't get you there. So like Denise, what we were talking with you about a situation you might have that would bring in a lot of customers, that's going to be great for you because they are a leg. They could be a big leg, right? But if for them, they're only going to be able to get so far in the plan. They're
Right.
going to have to put in brand partners and develop legs themselves of people getting customers and brand partners, or they won't be able to progress. So I don't want people to go out and think, oh, I need to turn all my people into customers, right? Because you got to have those legs and you got to have outside volume and you have to have binary balancing, means some of them are on your left, some are on your right. When you are talking to someone, the way that we've spoke for a long time is you get to buy at my wholesale pricing, right? And like you said, you're not forced into an auto ship, and you also can get maintenance kits, which have a better value, many of them, and they keep you active for longer. So a lot of teams, what you're going to, what have trained is you come in on a pack, you upgrade to the next pack,
Yes.
and then you go on maintenance kit, right? That is how they train, and it works very, very well. If you are trying to look at something, maybe for whatever reason, you've got good legs, you've got builders, you've got stability in your business, and you go, you know what? I'd like to get a few customers, or some of these people, they're really customers. Then the verbiage comes back to what are the benefits to them in being a customer instead of a brand partner. And one of those benefits might be as a preferred customer, yes, you must have auto ship, but every 3 months you're going to get a 10-pack sample of something, right? And you don't have to pay the $25 a year that you have to pay as a brand partner. So that might be one benefit to a PC. To a PC Plus, it may be that they pay the $25. I don't want to do a business, but I'm going to refer my friends who are customers to you. Now, remember, they can't refer a brand partner and get credit. They can only get credit towards free products for a customer, but it might be they get a free 10-pack sample of something every single solitary month. And at the end of a year on both of them, I think they get a free supplemental something at the end of the year. And if a PC Plus is on consistently orders every single month of the 12 months, they don't pay the $25 the next year. So that would be for the person, there aren't as many of them, but that would be for the person who says, look, I am literally never going to build. Like, I want to give them to you. Never ever going to do this. And this was quite frankly my business partner at one, in our salon. She's just like, I want to, but I never will. They go to you. So if she's a PC Plus and wants to refer customers, then they are my customer to make earn commissions on. And if she gets people that are ordering, one, two, or three people that are ordering 300 BV a month, she'll get $100 credit towards free product, and that's limitless. So there are a few women. I know one of my brand partners has this older woman, and she's amazing. She's an amazing referrer. She's in her 80s somewhere, and she doesn't want to build a business, but boy, does she refer customers over to this person, and then she gets her products free. And she's perfectly happy. So I think it's about letting people do what they want and where they want to come in. But on the other hand, you've got to look at your individual business and where it's at. And you also have to look at where do you want to go? Because some people are perfectly happy just making a certain amount of money, right? They're just like, I'm perfectly happy. My patches are paid for. I have a little extra fun money, and this is all I want to do, and I'm happy. Great. You can do that with a customer base. But if you want to go beyond that, if you have bigger dreams, bigger goals, bigger visions, you have charities you want to give to, you have a lifestyle, you want to be able to help your family and your friends, you're not going to get likely unless you are have a big circle of influence for customers. You may not be able to get to you won't be able to get to the higher ranks, and you may not get to the income you want that you can develop by developing a team, because the team has a ripple effect. The team has you guys. I wouldn't have known any of you wonderful people if Barbara Lippincott hadn't talked to Jennifer and Jennifer hadn't talked to Michael and Tracy Joe, and he hadn't had the influence to speak to all of you. And what fabulous relationships come out of that. I think people are just missing out if they don't see what this business has to offer. Lynn, you're shaking your head. All the people you've gotten to know, the things that have changed in your life because of developing a team and relationships. So you have to figure out what it is you want out of this. And the last thing I would add, Michael, if you want to speak to this at all, is, what do you want? What are you dreaming of? What is your why for being here? What are your dreams? Did you put your dreams on a shelf? Were you told at one point you couldn't have them? I mean, what does it feel like, look like? Roxanne, I had the really fun time with Roxanne, because Roxanne does a great vision board, and we started talking about her vision, and her why was really fabulous. But then we got into dreaming. And then it's like, oh, what does that look like? What does that feel like to be able to achieve that in your life? So when it comes to dreaming, have you done that lately? If not, go back and dust them off and get really clear. And then when you go into healthiswealth.biz, go down to the third section of videos in step-by-step training. And those videos are the income producing activities that lead to that dream. So if you're just kind of like, oh, I see this person here, oh, I might tell so and so, you may not get to those dreams. But if you go back and you look at those videos, list building, go for no, income producing activities, Valerie scripts, the section above, those are the activities you're going to do that will eventually create those dreams.
Perfect. That helps, because it doesn't mean that in the new compensation plan we have to really build customers. We can keep doing what we're doing and just have a few customers, and we can keep doing what we're doing, and it's not gonna hurt or harm us if we keep building the way we've been building.
No,
Yeah.
it's
You can let
right.
customers be customers. The old plan really pushed you to get brand partners because that's how you got paid.
Yeah.
So it's meeting people where they're at.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you're gonna get bonuses, for having a lot of customers. I mean, if you have like tons of customers, you get a lot of bonuses. So that's built for, that level. But like Connie's talking about, and we went over this together, until you build legs with people like yourself, Denise, that have a lot of customers and have lots of volume flowing through their businesses, and that can go very deep now, which helps out a lot. But until you have that, you don't open up other bonuses. So you have to have those legs. So you still have to build if you want to go, if you have those dreams of a bigger business. You have to build those legs up in your people. So that's what we're looking for, in my business. We're looking for those people that want to build, those massive legs that it's going to take to open up more of that, income earning potentials, binary bonuses, quarterly leadership pools, breakthrough incentives, all kinds of stuff that's not going to be open to you if all you're doing is just bring it. And you can bring in like thousands and thousands of customers. You're making a lot of money off that, of course. But until you start to build those, legs, like we're talking about, and like Connie's talking about, some people are just going to continue to build brand partner legs. They're not going to focus so much on the customers. But that's just another way of doing the business. It's always been a way of doing the business, but this just opens up more ways of making money within the business. So you can build massive customer volume, and you can build massive brand, or the people that are building their businesses. You got a brand partner that's like, going big. Maybe another influencer like myself that comes in, and you have them on both, two legs, earning incredible volume, and that's going to catapult you to the higher ranks. Roxanne.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. Connie, I was wondering if you can talk to us about building our, excuse me, our levels deep rather than, because I know we're putting people under us and, we might have 10 or 20 or whatever on our left and right side. But can you maybe discuss just going down levels? And I mean, are we responsible for putting people under other people?
Now, good question. Great
Okay.
question. No, that's building somebody else's business. To build in depth means you've got to find somebody who wants to share. And so the only conversation I know we've had it with, here and there, is if you find that everybody you're putting in, they're all brand partners, you put them all in as brand partners, but nobody's sharing, nobody's building of them. They're really customers, right? If that's what you have, go back and think about what is the conversation you're having. Is the conversation strictly product focus and they don't even know there's an opportunity? Right? Have we even asked any questions about the opportunity, where they are? Would they like to earn extra money? Have they ever looked at an additional stream of income? Because right now I know it seems like with the way the economy is, sadly, there's a whole lot of people looking for money more than health. And so if you've got people all here and they've never shared, one, are they just because they're just, you haven't found that person or persons that's excited like we are? Or is it that opportunity hasn't even been presented to them and they don't even understand what this is and what they could do? Now, as far as going in depth, it's just who comes up, right? So let's say you've got somebody and they share with somebody, maybe they don't share a lot, but they share with somebody who gets excited. You then go work with that person underneath them, like you personally sponsored them. Like right now, there's someone on Michael's team. I think there are 8 levels, 7 or 8 levels underneath us. And I work with her like she's my personally sponsored. I am on the phone with her. All day, constantly, her and her sponsor trying to help them because she's done network marketing before and she's deadly serious about this. And she knows how to put people on calls with me. She knows the business. And so to help Michael and Jen and Barbara, we drop down and that's where I'm focusing. I spend time with a lot of you, but that might be what I call a tap route to go down that far because there's the juice. There's the person who's ready, excited, and running, right? So you can look for that, but they need to come from somewhere. And if you're finding that nobody is sharing it all on your front line, just consider, I have no idea, but consider, how am I speaking to people and am I only speaking about product? Do they not even know there's an opportunity? Or go to BNIs or go to networking events or go where entrepreneurs hang out or talk to entrepreneurs. You guys have heard me say when you build that list, check them off. They're entrepreneurial. They get a check. They're into optimal health and wellness. They're not looking to fix something. They're into their health. They're into wellness. They're into energy. They're into all those things. They get another check. They have a need, financial or physical need, and are open. They get another check. Those are the people you want to focus on your list instead of just chasing around people who are sick, who really aren't even that interested in this and don't understand it and don't want it. So it always goes back. That's why I took you back to those lists, that area of step-by-step training where it's list building, it's go for no, it's income producing activities. That will find you builders. But if you're not running your business that way, you're kind of just letting it happen as it happens. And I'm not directing that to you, by the way, Roxanne. I'm saying as in general, because
I
you're
will. I would like to
Thank
confirm
you.
what you're saying. Being it, having a health and wellness practice, there are so many people. They are so attached to their illness that that's not what's going to get to them. I mean, they say verbally that they want to get well, but their why might be about money, not about health. So that was a really good point. You got to really get in and find out what is somebody's motivation. It's not always that they want to get well. I'm so sorry, but some people like where they're at with their illness because they're getting a lot of attention. The whole family, is around that. So sometimes it could just be about wealth. I don't even think about that because I'm so minded towards getting people well. But sometimes their why might be financial. So that's a really good point.
Then,
So I wanted to share about all of the brand partners that I'm getting who are wanting to share and sell the patches, because I'm getting a lot and there's a lot more on the way. And I'll tell you, just when things started clicking in my mind, as I've been sharing and selling the patches, and people are very close or at the decision where they definitely want to buy the patches for whatever their goals are, I just naturally ask, would you ever want to share and earn an income down the road from these? And it's because that helps me identify brand partner, PC, where I'm going to put them. And because I always do what's in that person's best interest, not mine. And so what's amazing is 80% of the people, 80%, yes, of the people, I was just trying to make sure that that was an accurate statistic, and it is, they'll say something like, huh, I'd not thought of that before.
Mhm.
I might. It's just like it's like planting a seed and opening up a new horizon of possibilities to them. And most people then will say, I like to try them first, but then we'll see, Lynn. And of course, I keep track of them with their health part, but then I make a note to be able to have the conversation or remember to have the conversation with them to get them started on training. And I'm finding that the majority of people who say that initially, that's exactly what they want to do. Now, my day job, I'm a human resource consultant. I do executive recruiting. So I understand people's finances and their income and their needs for employment and so it's really a natural fit. But even if I wasn't, it's a natural fit. And if I'm ever talking to someone who says they can't afford the patches, that really makes me sad because our technology is so amazing and so life-changing. And so I'll ask them, would they be interested in learning how to share and earn enough income to be able to pay for their patches? And
Mhm.
again, the majority are like, well, yeah, I didn't even think about that. And then also, I just listen for opportunities, and it's all about helping people. It's another way to help people, and we're all helpers here to help humanity. And so I had one person recently, and we were talking about how many patches she was buying for some family, and she said, well, I'll buy those extra ones whenever I'm rich. And I said, well, would you like to be now? And she goes, what?
Mhm.
I said, I said, well, do you want to start sharing and selling the patches? And she said, well, I had not thought of that. And so now she's learning and she's exploring that, because that's good for her. So just like the patch and the health side of things has nothing, we present the opportunity for people to improve their health, and they're interested or they're not, or they need more education or they don't. But to me, from the heart, it's just as important seeing if we can help people financially, if that's something, whether it's to just pay for the patches or a bit more an additional income stream or a full-time job or someone who wants to just really make a lot of revenue. I mean, it's it's caring about people. It's another way to care about people, and people's finances are as important to them about their health. So I just wanted to share all of that because I'm having amazing success helping people financially now too. I mean, it's just such a win-win. I love what we do. I love what we do. We're building our teams and community. I love this.
Well said.
Mhm.
very nice.
Thank you.
And one of the ways, of course, we've already most of us have already seen this, and it looks like we're going to add another level to it, the Advanced Plus. And
Mhm.
Advanced Plus will give us another qualifying bonus, a product introduction bonus that we've seen. So Premium is 405, and the new Advanced Plus is going to be 165. So you just, the way you can, I looked at this today, I was like, if somebody bought retail, they would spend like $300 to $500 more, depending on, the products that they're getting. Vice, coming in as an Advanced Plus or Premium or something like that. So it's definitely another way that you can, help people, get past that, point of, well, how should I come in? What should I get involved in? So there's many different ways. Of course, this is just one of the product introduction bonus, and then the level earning bonus. As you see here, the different levels of people that are, buying, that have business volume in their legs, and it gets it up to the point where you're earning. You can earn 2, 3, 5, and upwards of 7%. So this will definitely boost a lot of people's income out there. So another just a couple of ways that you and your teams, and another way to motivate people to become a brand partner and share. Lots more ways that you're going to earn income. So as these videos come out and you start watching these videos and you look at the compensation plan, you start to make the comparisons, you start to look at all the different things, that are motivational to you where you're at. And then, you have that dream board where you're like, you want to be up here, 3-star executive or wherever you want to be. So, what do you need to do to get there? And then you just continually watch the videos, do the sharing, continue to share, continue to build people that want to be built, and help those people build their businesses, and help their people build businesses. Because like Connie's saying, that she comes in and works with people and has been, and Robin and Gregory have been working with people in my business for a long time. So I cast my net out there wide. I bring in all these different people. Some of them are like, I just want to be retail. I can't understand that, but that's where they're at. And eventually it might change. They start to buy and they're like, oh, if I'm a PC plus, I can save hundreds of dollars. And so they do that. And then there's those that are like, I think I'm going to like this. I'd like some extra income. So, uh, you know, lots of different ways people come in and share and get involved in the business. Darlene.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Um, so Lynn, what you were talking about is a great segue into my question that I wanted to ask. And I apologize if this is something that's already out there and I've just missed it. But Carla and I were talking the other night, and from the sales background that we come from, oftentimes, because we always had a scorecard, and naturally that scorecard was in front of us, and if you get this lever, it opens up this much more money, and if you do this and you do that. So I got to thinking, and I thought, because we've got a question with Carla's got somebody that might be interested in doing the business. She's already signed up as a brand partner, but if she says, what exactly do I need to do to make $1,000 a month? And so then my wheels got to thinking, and I thought, well, if we had an example like that, and I know we could do okay, you need 20 people that buy the core, and if 20 people bought the advanced. So is there something out there like that, or is that something that we could put together, like just a cheat sheet that, I would laminate it and I'd have it with me every time I went somewhere, because then I could show them, and then that also simplifies it, because I'm not quite there yet to where I need to understand and totally memorize the comp plan. That's not an income producing activity for me. So in other words, I've decided that, yes, I need to know a little bit, and I'm really excited about everything that's coming, but I realize I personally need to do the basics. And so I'm going back to the basics. In fact, we started going back through Health is Wealth again, going back through, all the things that sometimes, it was great when we first started and then we forgot, or we tried it and it worked and then we forgot. So So I was just thinking, well, gosh, if if we maybe had that at 1,000, or maybe we say, or maybe have it at 1,005, because then we could multiply it, and if we know, here's what you need to do. You need to sign up 40 people with this blah 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 and so forth and so on. Is there something out there that maybe I've missed, or is that something that maybe we could work together on and
You
come
have
up with something?
you have to be a little careful because one thing you can't
Okay.
do is make income.
Right.
So
Right.
so
Right.
the company usually, and I'll be looking to see in this plan, they usually will put together. We couldn't really do it in the other plan because there was just really no way to tell somebody, right? But in this, I'm hoping and thinking that they may have a sheet like that. That's a disclaimer sheet that shows at this level this, at this level that, because this plan can do that. But you had made the point exactly. There's multiple ways to do that. And in the beginning,
Right.
there's beginning. So we do have a sheet that we will be sharing as it gets closer to rollout that has been done. It's what the Merits use, it's what some of the other teams use, and it shows how somebody can get started in this new plan. And if they follow this, they can make over $3,000 in their first 21 days. But they got
Wow.
it that way. Now you can take it,
Right.
that's coming in on advanced. And then you bring 4 people in as advanced in your first 48 hours. So you're
Mhm.
going to have to go work, right? And then that
Right.
week 2, you upgrade to a premium pack. So now everybody's upgrading to premium packs, right? So you've got to have somebody who's committed. This is somebody who's looking at this as a business, right? And then you duplicate it out, and with the business launch bonuses, with the PIB bonuses, with the unilevel bonus, with all of those, it shows how in 21 days you can really kickstart them. And then it's duplication. So we've already seen it, we already have it. And so we will probably launch that closer to the release of the comp plan versus creating confusion right now. Because
Yeah.
right now we don't know how many more weeks till we launch, and we are in the plan we're in. So
Yeah.
if you go into healthiswealth.biz right now, if you go into healthiswealth.biz and you go to the compensation section and step-by-step training, you'll see a little hot link that says hot sheet. That hot sheet shows you how to build from manager to director from that. So basically, it shows you how to do that without saying any income claims, but it shows you kind of how to build out that way. So
Okay.
you could use a hot sheet. Now, here's the thing. You build like the hot sheet says now, I come in at advanced, I bring in cores on each side. I upgrade them the next month. They bring in and do the same, right? You lay out that duplication. If you did that when the new plan rolls out, you're going to be making money. So it's
Mhm.
that same, but I don't reinvent the wheel. Don't spend your time there. That will happen. And if you've got somebody who's been a networker who really wants to see the comp plan, then we can have a conversation with that person and help you with that.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I think for my own self personally, because I understand we can't give claims about whatever, but just trying to understand it, like, okay, Darlene, if I want to make $5,000 a month, what exactly do I need to do that? Breaking it down that simple, just even for myself. So
And
as I
and
set an income goal for myself.
right. But so one of the other sheets, I just want to think about, I'm taking it back to simplicity, right? And I'm looking at
Right.
all the teams
Right.
use and how they duplicate. If you look at again, healthiswealth.biz step-by-step training, the third video over is manager makers, though we will redo that. Most of what it teaches isn't going to change other than the packs. You don't have to do what the packs are, but it's going to be left, right, left, right, left, right. Underneath there is a sheet that says, manager to director, I believe is what it says. It's under, and it says or build 20, something like that. But I think it's a manager to
Okay.
director. It's a hot link right under the manager maker video. When you open that up, this is kind of what it looks like. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I've got that.
Yep, the 2020.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea. You want to build go put 20 people on your left and right, 20 on each side.
Okay.
Left, right, left, right,
Yeah.
left, right, left, right, right? And then when you're done with that, you go do it again. I mean, this is relationship marketing, and professional relationship marketers, they build lists. They go out and do the income producing activities, and then they put it in. And it was really interesting when I went back and we look at, I have no idea how many people we've put in. It's at least 150 over 5 years. It might be 200. I don't know. I haven't ever looked at the early, because people come in, people go out, people do
Right.
and are active and they're inactive, and then they start back up again, and customers come and go. And it was super interesting because pretty much I found that when just doing left, right, just building business, just doing those activities. Barry will tell you, he's in our back office looking at our numbers, looking at reports, things like that. I just do the activity that I know will create the income. And when I went back and redid my sheet, it was really interesting to see that the number of just currently active people on the left and currently active people on the right and customers was identical. It was absolutely identical on those after 5 years. And so now out of that, these are just my personally sponsored. Out of that has created massive volume all over the place. But it was created from going out and doing that work and getting in that many people. How many have stuck? And then I started looking and I said, okay, front line that I've sponsored, who are real builders now? I've got a few people wanting to, a few people saying they're going to, but who are my serious, serious builders? There's 4 on the left and there's 4 on the right. And the entire organization has come from those 8 people for the most part. So that's where, when you're looking going wide, to Roxanne's point, you've got to go wide. That wide is a sifting and sorting. But if none of your wide are building, then you want to listen to what Lynn was talking about and how do you change that verbiage to open up their mind to an opportunity, from there. You want to add anything?
I would agree 100%. The only thing I would agree with Lynn is, if you look, Connie's built a massive business, so has Michael, really about caring about people. And what Lynn said made a lot of sense is, if you care about them, you have to let them know there's an opportunity there too. And when you think about the big organizations in LifeWave, Robin and Gregory have a huge organization. And what's built even under them, but as kind of a separate part, is the Merits. And they built differently, and they built and that tells you right there, there are just as many people interested in making money as their health.
Yep, very good. And so we're going to see once this pops, guys. No one really knows how we're going to qualify for all these different things at this point. Once this comes out, then we're going to start to see, because you're going to see that there's so many different ways that you can be making money and percentages. So your percentages can be like here, 3-star manager could be 5% with up to $1,500 bonus. This is one way bonus earnings. And then all the way to the 3-star, you're looking at 25. This is one way of earning bonuses. And then you look at other ones. There's bonus limits. As you see here, there's more percentage ways to earn in generations. As now we're only earning on Gen 1. Eventually, when this comes out, you're going to be earning up to Gen 6. So look at all the different bonuses as you go down. You're still earning percentages on people going down. So this is another way that you can earn money. So you have this one, and you have this one, and many, many other ones. So it's like we've been saying, it's an unbelievably exciting time to be on LifeWave. Your customers, if you have a lot of customers, then there's percentages on the number of customers and percentages and so forth. So many different ways. And if I'm off, Connie, let me know. So
No,
Yes.
you're
Okay.
absolutely good. And actually, I am going to have to say goodbye and thank you for having us. I do have a
Absolutely.
call at the top of the hour, and it's for somebody on your team. So there you go.
Awesome. Yeah, we look forward to that. So
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
And Denise, you wanna give us a last question?
Yeah, I was hoping I was going to ask her a question to speak about, and it might have been a little premature for as we going on in this training, but understanding how the people above us, our sponsors, having so much volume, how that's going to benefit us. So even when you're reaching out to new people and placing them strategically on the right or the left, understanding where that volume is already coming from, some of that is going to stay the same in the new plan. So, and that's why we're going to keep doing some of the things that we've always already learned to do. And then just understanding within that, that there's going to be more ways to earn on top of what we've already been doing. So I was hoping that she could kind of touch on that, but we're going to get to that later. And I think that, like what she said earlier, keep doing what you're doing, toggle right to left, but there is a strong leg that we have to consider when we're building our teams. And I try to look at, okay, who might be a builder? Which leg do I want them under? Because I need to balance those, the volumes overall. So anyways, she's not here. So maybe we'll touch on that next week. I know that there's more and more videos coming out, but I know that that's a question for a lot of people because I get it all the time. I get that question, and to have, somebody be able to explain that really well would be awesome. We can just take some notes. Our team can just take notes, bullet points to kind of focus on when we're helping other people understand the compensation plan in that way. So that's all I was going to, that's what I was
Yep.
going to do.
And I think the videos are going to be helping a lot of people because they're direct and to the point. Now, the compensation plan, like Darlene was asking about, how do we get to this point? I have seen those numbers where they've come out and talked about them. So that'll be nice when eventually this rolls out. So you'll see, if you do this, but like I'm saying, we're not going to, like every one of you is going to like break out differently. Some of you will break out a lot more, some of you a little bit more, and some of you maybe not as much, but it'll be based on, how much you've shared. If you've shared a lot already, I think everybody's probably going to do a lot better. So have you built a business? Have you built some people in your legs? That's going to be important going forward as well. So the numbers just across the board, if you just have people just buying and you have people down a leg that are buying a lot on somebody else's leg, that's probably going to benefit you. So some of us have been doing this for years. Denise, like us, we're probably going to have some nice volume, and that'll probably kick us up a notch or two here or there. But like we've been talking about, you need to build. You have to continue to build the builders to get unlock a lot of the other percentages that are available to us. So that's more exciting. Things are coming. We're getting closer to it. So check out those 2 videos, and we'll have more videos next week. So every week, 2 more videos. Study the videos. Go in and keep going over the compensation plan. So Darlene, when it eventually gets to the point where people are asking these questions, you'll be don't just wait. Get in, because you can start to do. That's the value of having this stuff exposed to us this early. Somebody that's just coming in for initially, they're going to benefit from this new compensation plan right away. But we'll be able to explain it to them, and we'll be able to explain it to a lot of people, and we'll be able to explain it to their teams, and their teams will build teams. It's definitely going to build a lot faster. So that's why I keep stressing, get ready for this thing to go. And what is it going to be for you when it does? The water machine coming out, massive, qualifying volume is going to come off those water machines, and you're going to have people up and down your legs that are going to be selling the water machine. You're going to get volume off that. It's going to be very impressive. You might have some people that just really run with, they haven't done hardly much of anything, and then they'll get the water machine and they'll explode. They'll sell like 5, 6, 7 water machines, and you'll just leave massive QV coming off of that. So, just like Darlene's saying, where am I going to get the percentages? How much am I going to earn? What does it take for me to get to this number? For some people, it will be, people selling those water machines like hotcakes. And they, from the old way, we're like, okay, patches, cellar jives and so forth. But then it's going to be a water machine. It's going to just blow up in all kinds of different directions. So lots of different ways to earn income. Roxanne.
I just wanted to say real quick, if anybody has yet to get your Cellargize, holy moly. So I took mine this morning and I have so much energy and it's like I'm not even hungry, So it's awesome. So it
And a
gives you
good point on that,
extra
Roxanne, thank you for bringing that up, is
Yeah.
if you buy more than one,
Mhm.
so you buy two, like I think it's 69. If you buy two, it's 59. And if you buy three, it's 49 a piece. So keep that in mind. So you can get them cheaper. I like when this stuff comes out, stock up on it in case it it sells out like it did. But they swear
Oh,
that
yeah.
it's not going to sell out this time. They got plenty. So good.
I know I'm ready to buy more.
Yeah, good. Lydia.
The other thing that I noticed, I have a brand partner who wanted to get the Cellargize as well because we both got it under promo and love it. The really cool thing that they have done is that you can buy the Cellargize and then 2 sleeves of the other patches except for X39 or 49, and you still get the same pricing at $49.95. So you still get that savings. Which is
Oh, well,
huge.
good. Look at you. I didn't even know that. Good job. So
Yeah.
another reason why I love to have these shows. So get the questions going and people come in with their own good insights. Thanks so much, Lydia.
You bet.
All right, guys. That's it for today. I got a lot of it. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. And we're just going to keep growing these businesses, and we're going to have amazing, incredible success going forward. So I'm very excited for all of us, and then the people that are going to be building down in your legs and across your businesses. It's going to be it's an incredibly exciting time, and we need to get this out there because the economies of the world are hurting. So people are going to be hurting, and this is a great way to get this business out there. And of course, the LifeWave itself. So good luck out there. Lots of love. And if you want to unmute, say goodnight. Lots of love to you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Bye.
Michael.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hey,
Michael.
Fred and Arthur, see you guys tomorrow.